Welcome, Leo, to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 15th of April for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. On the screen now, I'm showing the event chart right at the start of the week. The potency of that total solar eclipse is going to play out for the next 6 months, but you can still see that you have a lot of energy still in the sign which hosted the eclipse, Aries. But that's house 9 for you. Aries may be about initiation, fresh starts, injecting ongoing strands with greater passion. But the 9th house is about exploring. It's about being independent. It's about changing things up, being more spontaneous. Now, your quality is fixed. This means that your preference is for continuity. So although you're a fire sign, and of course ruled by the sun, which gives you a very powerful aura, there is a part of you that can find at times change a little bit challenging. So when changes come, they tend to do so in quite the dramatic way. And that's really the backdrop energy as we come into this new week. But I think you could find yourself wanting to be a truth seeker. Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Aries is also asking you to rethink some things, and Mercury meets up with Venus on Friday exactly, but they're pretty close together all this week. If a romantic relationship hasn't quite been working as you would like, perhaps that came up to the world last week because of Mars, the planet of sex, being entrapped by the planet of limitation, Saturn. Or was it about shared finances that caused the tension? But as you come into this week, there is a chance to clear the air, but there is also a very tender location of the moon. You can see the moon's in house 12. Now there's a real paradox with all that 9th house energy, which is very out there. 12th house energy can be sheltered, private, all the way to wanting to retreat a little bit. How will this play out for you this week because of the quarter moon, which occurs later on Monday? Well, I think essentially if there are some tender issues that do need to be discussed, whether you're wanting to engage with the other person or they're wanting to push you to engage with them, it may be hard to resist these. And maybe some things that have been kept confidential, even secret until now, could suddenly come out into the open. Now that can sound and feel rather challenging, particularly if you are quite a private type of Leo. But I feel that at the moment there is a sense of change and newness around you. And it's a very radical influence, and it is going to go on for the next year really. And I don't feel that you can resist it. I feel it's best to go with it. And essentially this change can be very exciting and positive for you. So as we come into this week, Mars is edging away from Saturn, so that tension could dissipate a bit. But also we've got Jupiter and Uranus getting ever closer in your 10th house of your professional hopes and your worldly interactions, suggesting if you do something creative or different, or you're drawn to anything to do with new trends or new technology, there's a brilliant opportunity developing for you. But it is all about pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. Now, also on Friday of this week, the Sun is going to join up with Jupiter and Uranus in your 10th house, which will help you to crystallize your ambitions and goals over the following 30 days. But as it does, it moves into a square with Pluto in Aquarius, house 7. Whether it's a professional relationship or the personal one, that I've spoken of before, there could be a little bit of a power battle that presents itself towards the end of this week. It may be something you can overcome. I think essentially what Pluto in your 7th house is doing, and all that energy in house 9, is giving you more thrust, more confidence, more conviction. Because of Pluto going through your 6th house for such a long time, since 2008, and I accept you are going to get one final blush of that from the 2nd of September to the 18th of November. That was a lot to do with sacrifice, hard work, providing services to others, but maybe at times it dimmed your flame. And one of the most important things about being a Leo is that you can showcase your charisma. So whether it's through offering services in your locality or working for a big corporation. You need to be at the heart of things, but you need to feel seen and recognised. But most of all, at this present time, you need to feel stimulated, and that your life role has a purpose that goes beyond just the more mundane parts of earning a living, like earning the money, because I feel that that sense of excitement that's really been building up recently is proving to be such a draw for you. So perhaps the clash that occurs at the end of this week is because somebody wants to maintain the status quo. Could be a partner, could be a family member, could be a colleague, could be a boss. And because you've got the spirit of adventure about you at the moment, you may encounter some resistance from the people who would like to keep things as they've been before. So that's the challenge for you, Leo. But with that sheltered moon right at the start of the week, just be aware that even though you are feeling in a very dynamic and go-getting part of the year, and Mars is going to link up with Jupiter and Uranus as the week develops, which will give you much more conviction about managing your finances, or if you're a business person, a lot of extra drive and thrust. But just stay in touch with the more sensitive side of your nature, or be aware that something could come into the open this week that may need to be responded to, and it may take quite a deft touch in order to steer things as you want. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Leo, and have a great week. We've discovered that 55% of people who watch my videos don't subscribe to my channel. If you're one of them, I'd be honoured if you would now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol.